Hey, Torque here, back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be discussing about the top 10 swords that swordmains should use. Now this is coming from an expert because I know the best swords. I've watched videos on all of them and I'm here to make a short video, so make sure to watch till the end so that you guys can be filled with the knowledge that I've acquired over the vast years of my experience on BLOXFRUITS. So make sure to watch till the end. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. Now the 10th sword on this list is going to be Hythe. Now Hythe is a very difficult sword to obtain. Like, you gotta kill the Soul Reaper, and for that you gotta get the Halo Essence, and then there's a small chance that you get the Hythe as well. So I wouldn't recommend trying to get the Hythe unless you're trying to go for like a collection or something. Now the M1s for this luckily are pretty fast. This can be pretty useful if you're trying to grind, but they're not really that useful in bounty hunting. Unless you're a Buddha user, I guess you could just go ahead and spam them, and basically you can also run away from bounty hunter since you just knock them away. The Z move Death Cyclone has a very large hitbox, but I still wouldn't recommend it. But the X move also breaks the instinct hockey, and it also deals 1.5 times more damage if the enemy's health is below 50%, so I guess that's a plus sign. Now the number 9 sword on the list is going to be Dark Dagger, who is also unfortunately the person who made BLOXFRUITS, and you can only get this if you deal 10% of the total damage. It has a decent combo potential, so you could pull off some combos while doing PvP, and the click cooldown is 0.2 seconds. Now the Z move breaks instinct, and that's about it. Like, there's nothing much better about it. But the X move, it stuns the target for 2 seconds, so you can instantly switch over to your melee and just go up with a combo and just eliminate them easy. Now the 8th sword on the list is going to be Twin Hooks. You can get this by defeating Captain Elephant in the 3rd sea. I think he spawns on the 1st island, and it has great damage and a really fast attack speed, and it's pretty decent for combos, so you could pull off some combos with this sword as well. The Z move has a decent hitbox, and the X move is just a combo extender. So if you have high mastery, I have really high mastery on this, but if you guys have high mastery, I would actually recommend you to use this if you don't have any other sword. Now the 7th sword on the list is going to be Buddy Sword. You can get this by defeating the Cake Queen, who is in Sea of Treats in 3rd sea. All moves are very fast, making them really hard to dodge, and the more the mastery the better. As you guys can see, I have more mastery on this than the last sword, and the Z move has decent range, and it also stuns the opponent temporarily for roughly like 1 second or maybe less than 1 second, and it also damages the person over time and also uses up the instinct dodges. The X move allows the user to passively heal while holding it. It also has a very long range, and it also breaks the instinct as well. Now the 6th sword on the list is going to be Can Render. This sword can be obtained after defeating Beautiful Pirate, who is located in the Beautiful Pirate domain. It is really easy to aim with generally. The Z move does not have any end lag, so it's pretty good for extending your combos. The X move has a dark pink effect, which can be really useful to annoy your enemies. Now the 5th sword on the list is going to be Pole V2. I don't even have the first pole, so I'm just going to be using this triple katana, and you can get this after awakening your rumble fruit. You will be teleported to the island, which is somewhere in the sky, and you can buy it for 5,000 frags. All the moves can damage sea base. That's a really good plus sign, and it has high stun and damage. It's good for basically any build. Both of the moves break instinct, which is really good, and the Z move is a really good stun move, and the X move is basically good for stun, and it has a really good hitbox. Now the 4th sword on the list is going to be Toshita. It has a really great combo potential. It's pretty easy to hit the tags even without a stun. The Z move, it breaks instinct upon landing the final big hit. It has a long stun if the opponent does not dodge it. It also has a really large area of effect, as you guys can see. Now the X move also has good range. It's also really good for mobility. It has high knockback. It also breaks instinct upon direct hit at close range. Now the 3rd sword on this list is going to be Spikey Trident. This sword can be obtained as a drop from either the Cake Prince or the Dough King boss, but the Dough King boss has a higher chance of dropping the Spikey Trident. It's generally good for combo extending and stunning enemies. The Z move can still drill the enemy even if the enemy uses another skill like Dough. It has a long stun, and the X move has great mobility and great range. It can be used as a combo extender as it pulls the enemy towards you. Now the 2nd sword on the list is going to be Fox Lamp. The Fox Lamp has a chance to be rewarded by the Kitsune Shrine. Both moves have no end lag, surprisingly fast M1 speed, and there's basically no damage dash on the 4th M1, and it's really good for spamming clicks and grinding. Now this efficiently drains instinct dodges as well and has high damage. Now the Z move has long range and it's really good for stunning people. The X move on the other hand has a decent range, it's decent for mobility and can hit multiple targets at once. Now the last sword on the list is going to be Shark Anchor. This can be obtained as a drop from defeating a Terror Shark with an anchor attached to it, and it can be spawned in danger level 2 to 6. Now generally it has high damage. The explosion of Z move can break instinct and also has a large area of effect. It's good against big transformation users like dragon or leopard or kitsune users. The X move on the other hand also breaks instinct on the first hit and has good mobility. It's extremely large damage when you're hitting a person. But that's gonna be it for today's video, as I've covered my point of view on the best sword in 3rd Sea for bounty hunting. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to like and hit the subscribe button.